a movie buff, you've probably heard of such iconic characters as James Bond, Scarlett O'Hara, and my personal favorite, Darth Vader. But sometimes that iconic character is not a person, but a car. Like Eleanor, the '67 fastback Mustang from Gone in 60 Seconds, or the 1966 Chrysler Imperial that became the Green Hornet's Black Beauty. Such is the case with our next project car, a 1977 Pontiac Trans Am, just like the one that was used in Smokey and the Bandit starring Burt Reynolds and Sally Fields. The late 70s was a really sad time in the muscle car era due to the introduction of emissions regulations and rising gas prices. Most of the U.S. car manufacturers shifted their focus to smaller, more fuel-efficient cars, leaving these beautiful hot rods for a bygone era. Well, fortunately, Pontiac wasn't going to let that era go quietly. Our project car is a second-generation Trans Am, which was produced from 1970 to 1981. And thanks to its inclusion in hit movies like Smokey and the Bandit and Rocky II, sales skyrocketed. But I have a feeling our project car is going to need a lot more TLC before it's ready for the silver screen.
Oh yeah.
Okay, break it down. How bad is it?
Everything on this car is going to need attention. The engine has already been pulled because it's going to need a complete rebuild. And we really have got to look at the structure of the car. The floorboards are super important in this car because they hold the subframe to the body. They were rusted out, so we're going to build new ones. And the interior, that's another story.
Well, it sounds like we have a full rust rescue ahead of us, so let's get the car completely torn down so we can see exactly what we're going to need.
How about we make Vince and the boys do that part?
That is an excellent idea. So I'll go tell Vince to tear down the car and let you and I get online and figure out where we're going to source the parts.
That sounds great.
Let's go.
Well, can I lend a set of hands for what?
Well, we've got to take the whole nose of this car up and figure out where the rust and rot and everything else is going to be in it.
Looks like there's a lot of rust and rot on this thing then.
Well, it looks to me like the front of this car was sitting in water, because look at your power steering pump, pretty much look at your radiator support, but we'll see. Let's get it up in the air. Is this on there? Steady? Let's get it up. Watch still, guys. Yeah, see how bad it is?
Daggone.
It's going to be interesting trying to get this all apart, because I don't think it's going to come apart real simple. But might as well get started on it. Whole nose has got to come off, and probably the clip. We'll take the whole front clip out, and just this way we can work on the body separately and work on the front chassis separately. This way we don't have to work together.
Oh, thank God. After you tear apart your car, you're going to find a lot of rust hiding in little nooks and crannies. While it's obvious that on the surface there is rust, we can find out using a couple of simple tools to find out if the body is viable or not. Simple way, poke it with a screwdriver. If it goes through, it's probably not good. That's obvious. But I can use my little wire brush to scrub back and forth and see if the metal is porous underneath. It's important to get rid of all this rust before you put it back together, otherwise everything is going to spread onto the new metal. Oh, and before I get started, I got to make sure that I cover my eyes. Rust in the eyeballs is not very good. Make sure you wear safety glasses or a safety shield before you get to work.
find?
Well, I'd say that this entire piece underneath the radiator is trash. The rust is pretty extensive under here, Vince.
Okay, this is going to be fun trying to get this off. It's all rotted on. What about the back, the floor pans, any of that?
Let me give you a tour. Wow. Well, this is a little worrying.
Ooh. Oh, we gotta have to change these floor pans. Yeah, that's not. Oh, I hope that wasn't. Okay, that's okay. That was just the carpet you went through. So now I gotta change the carpet too.
You're welcome.
Yeah, back here too. The back panels are pretty bad as well. Wow, these are gonna be fun to change too. You know what we gotta do with these? These are gonna be a little tricky because your floor pans, if you notice, is what holds the front frame in and the subframe in the back end. So if we don't do this right, first time he pulls the whole shot, he's gonna lose the front tires and the rear tires.
Oh my God.
So we have to make sure this is solid as a rock.
That's gonna take some doing.
Yep. Ready to get your hands real dirty?
Oh, always.
Let's do it. Okay, now that we've got all the bolts out of the fenders and out of the radiator support, you got to do something with them. If you throw them all in the bin, then later on you've got to figure out which ones go where, and that'll take you a couple of weeks extra. Best thing to do, get a baggie. You can get it at any grocery store, Ziploc bags. Mark it with the year of the car, the make of the car, and the model of the car, and then write in it radiator support bolts, radiator, dashboard, whatever it is you're taking apart. Put them in there. File them in a big Tupperware bin, and this way when you're ready to put the car back together, everything is labeled, it'll go back together real quick and easy for you. For these old cars, it's going to get to a point where you're going to have bolts that just will not come free. First thing I would do is soak them down with some PG Blast, WD-40, whatever it is. If they still don't give way, like this one here, the actual U-bolt inside of it has broken off, so it's just free spinning, you get to get out the cutters. And as usual, use your headgear. All right, now that we've got the fenders off of this car, we're going to take off the radiator support, if it comes off, because this is the part that was rotted. We're going to pull off the windshield, we're going to take off the doors, and I believe we're going to drop the subframe on this thing. This way we can actually send it out, have it powder coated, and because it's in pretty bad shape. As soon as we get that done, we'll start working on the rear of the car.